Hello? Is it working, Hannah? No? Okay. I'll figure out why that is right now. Streaming software. Should be going live any minute now. I should be live now. Hello, everybody. That took a minute. I don't know why. I hope you guys all can hear me. Let me make sure my chat is working here so I can read what you're saying outside of just on the screen here. Let me see. You guys always have to deal with half the time me like figuring out how this works. So that's just part of the fun. All right, now I should be able to see everybody chatting. Hello, Ham. Hey, Mom. Bob. Thank you guys for joining me today. I think this music might be a little loud for me. I'm gonna turn it down. I'm just fooling around. I've been fooling around with some stuff. Today I'm in space. So I'm here from the future to say that yes, AI does rock, and it did take over. So I'm here to tell you guys how and also like share with you guys some ways that you can utilize it now, right? Hey, Karen. Let me see here. It's funny because like every single time I hop on one of these streams, I think to myself like, what should I talk about? What should I do, right? Because like I could just ramble here for a while on all different kinds of topics. But I kind of wanted to like open this one up in the beginning and kind of like talk about something in specific, right? Let me change my background here. Believe it or not, I'm actually not in the future. I'm in the Matrix. And instead, we are actually exactly back where we're supposed to be in our cozy space. So we'll wait for a couple more people to get on here before we get started with anything. Thank you, Bob, for the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. He donated before we went live. So what's cool is it actually did work. The graphics did go off this time. So everything is working the way that it's supposed to today, which is spectacular as always. As far as like the tools today, I named this one How AI Will Change the Future of Creativity. I want to talk a little bit about why I think that's going to be the case, and then also show you guys kind of how it could change your creativity today. Whether you're wanting to do something on YouTube, whether you're wanting to make graphics for your stuff, make videos or anything like that. There's so many tools out there. Once again, I'm going to go through and kind of pitch for just a second here my own stuff. You can go to this website here. Got my cool new transition, right? You can go to this website here and sign up, but then I also have like a resources link here where you can find all the stuff that I'm talking about. I try to add like basically every single thing that I'm talking about on this stream in here, just in case you're like, hey, I remember he was talking about something, but I don't remember the website. This is how you can find those websites. So pretty quick and easy way to get about that. But to specifically talk about creativity and AI, there was this video that I don't mind pulling up that this gentleman did when OpenAI was talking about how AI would change creativity and how easy it is to kind of like utilize AI to really jumpstart your own creativity and get started kind of thinking up ideas or thinking up new different ways of doing things or trying things. And I can't even tell you guys how exceptionally it's changed, like not just my life creatively and being able to create things, like everything you see on this background, all of this stuff, whether I'm changing stuff or anything like that, a lot of those things are now done with AI. I used to actually have to like go through and make a bunch of stuff myself. And I could see like a lot of people have a bunch of blowback and pushback to like, well, you're taking people's, AI is taking people's jobs. Used to have to be a graphic designer. That's what I used to be. Used to have to be a web designer. That's what I used to be. So like I get it and understand, but then at the same time, I'm always one of those people that's like, let's like lean into the latest resources and all those things instead of I don't know, instead of ignoring them and acting like they don't exist, right? Let's just move towards the future instead of walking away from it. So with that said, it's really dependent on like what style of creativity you love. Is there any types of creativity that you guys want me to talk about in specific? Because like I know some people in our community want to write books, they want to make YouTube content. There's many different areas that you can go about making things that AI can really help. And I believe it all fundamentally like starts with something like large language model like ChatGPT or something along those lines. Like if you can just go into it and go, I have this basis for an idea, and I'm going to show you guys this today because we're actually going to take like an idea from thought all the way to like iterating on it and somewhat creating it. We might not finish something today, but the goal is more so to like just show you guys how easy it is to sit down and go, hey, I have this creative idea. How could I get started with it? And how with AI, you can actually like make some shit and actually implement it pretty quickly. So with that said, if I don't get any like pitches on certain avenues, playing the Switch, yeah, I mean, there's multiple different areas. Like I've been actually streaming, here's my Twitch right here, but I've actually been streaming on Twitch. I'm trying to stream like games and React content and stuff on there pretty much every night as well that I'm streaming on here. I plan on doing that again tonight. So, hopefully you guys join me on there if any of you guys are interested in like video games or anything. I like to do those like 7 a.m. or 7 a.m. Jesus, that's not a time I would like to do it. That's awful. 7 p.m. is normally like a time I like to stream games if I'm going to. But hey, Mary. Hey, Craig. Thank you guys for joining me. Hey, Dad. Thanks for joining me on here. Mom. Of course, I got Ham on here as well. Thank all you guys for hopping on with me on here and supporting me on doing this. I really appreciate it. I know my dad didn't stream today, so this is your Hollis fix for the day. So with that said, ChatGPT expanding your ideas quickly and making notes about travel. Yeah, I mean, what's so interesting is like even, and I'll show you guys this real quick because I don't mind. Even with ChatGPT, right? I had some specific things that I pulled up with dream trips, like I was sharing on the last making stuff or making shit, right? I can't call them making stuff on YouTube or else they won't get seen as often. So I got to go with making stuff right now. But no, there's like so many different ways that you can go about making content, making videos. Like as an example, you know, I was last video or last stream I was on, I was talking more so about like a movie, Castaway. And I don't mind talking about Dumb Money today because it's just been on my mind as well. His streams and stuff kind of remind me of like what I'm doing here with you guys, except with AI instead of stocks. But I just asked, and I know that my dad does this and a couple of other content creators do this. I'm sure a lot do nowadays, but I just asked GPT, hey, give me some like facts about Castaway. Give me some of the main cast. And I actually plan on like making shorts about these types of things, right? Because I love talking about movies and knowing like the trivia of them and stuff. So what ends up happening is, say I want to make shorts and I've just watched a film, but I'm kind of like brain dead on what exactly to talk about. I could utilize ChatGPT to refresh my memory on certain parts of the movie, like the plane crash sequence or things like that. And then when I get on stream with you guys, I kind of can start a bullet point list of some things to touch on and talk about. And in the past, I used to have to make bullet point lists and think about all of those things and stuff. Now I can just sit down with ChatGPT and kind of like make a script really quickly with AI. And it just makes it like so much easier. And that also is the same with like graphics. It's the same with business. Like there's different business things that I've tried on here. Let me see. Like, yeah, this is the dream trips thing that I was telling you guys about. I had it generate me a script. And what's cool is you can actually have it not only generate you a script, right? Like I took the membership benefits that Dream Trips had, and then I threw, yeah, definitely watch Dumb Money, but I threw that into ChatGPT, the PDF of the benefits. And then I said, could you write me a short, let me zoom in on this actually so you guys can read it better. Can you write me a short 60-second commercial around that PDF, right? And so it's just started spitting it out. It's like a scene with a family enjoying a vacation on a sunny beach. Then I was like, is there a way to make it less of a commercial and more to the heart? It spit out some stuff. And then from there, I said, can you write a similar script? Because then I had an idea based off of what it was saying. And I said, could you write me a similar script, but make it around a young adult going to his family members and getting them to go on the trip, making his free, right? Because that's like kind of the offer for this commercial, right? Is that you get a free trip if you promote it. Anyway, it broke down a script that I thought was good enough. You can also ask it to like iterate on these things. Like if I said, hey, I want it to go this way or that way, but I more so just wanted a basis that I could kind of like work on once I'm in there, because the way that I like to do things, and not everyone's going to work this way, because some people are more like, they think more in words and they think less in visuals, or the opposite. And for me, I like very much think in visual. So for me, I normally start with the script and like get all the ideas out on paper of the what I want, and then I iterate mostly in editing and in generating the images, right, with AI. So it's like, okay, now I have a basis. So then it's like, can you break these down into scenes, add prompts, and generate the pictures in Midjourney? I love to use Midjourney. I'll pull them up real quick for many reasons. One of them is character consistency, like I've shared. And one of the things about that I want to do on these streams as well is like some of them I am going to go in to like more of a tutorial like I did last time when I have like something to share with you guys, like LTX. But then at the same time, like I also want these streams to be inspiring to you guys in a sense, because you're going to see me sit down and create shit, you know, like I'm going to make things. Yeah, I use chat script ideas, personal reel. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, that's one of the great things about ChatGPT is like, if you had to make like a resume, I would absolutely use ChatGPT to make a resume nowadays. Like it really could speed up that process like quite a bit, I think. But, yeah, I like to iterate mostly on like a visual sense, but like Midjourney gives me more so the opportunity to kind of like refine it. I've been using it kind of since it came out. So back when it was on Discord. So there's like many different prompts. I'm not going to go through prompts, but what I was kind of saying on here is that I just sometimes just want to make shit for you guys and like not explain how the tools work, right? And then if you think the tools are cool, then I could go into a tutorial on some of the live streams and say, hey, here's how you do prompts on Midjourney. Here's how you do prompts on this, or here's how you'd run this tool, like I showed with LTX, right? But I don't always want to be going into tutorial mode, because I think as great as it is to show how the tools work, I think just like watching like a basketball player tell you how to dribble the ball, it can become monotonous. Sometimes what's inspiring is just to see him shooting, right? And go, wow, like I want to get to that level. And I'm not saying I'm great at this. I still am a work in progress. Yeah, a lot of these pictures are just me like iterating. I am kind of obsessed with like these colors and eyes lately. So that's kind of like the theme that I'm going with. And I there's so many tools, right, that I could show you guys that it would be like an overload for most of you if you're not really into all of these tools. Like I took, for the thumbnail that you guys see today for this video, I actually took one of these eye pictures and I ran it through this tool that can actually take a reference style. It's called Magnific .ai, and you can actually run any picture through this and change the art styles for it. I don't think if I zoom out it will matter, but you can change. So see, as an example, I took a reference picture and then I did a little magic over here with it. So you can actually pick like an input image and then a reference image and then add the prompt and say like, this is how much I want it this way. This is how much I want it that way. Right. And so it's like, okay, if I want an input image, I could take, you know, I did this thumbnail for my dad's stuff today. So if I do that as the input image, but then give it a reference image, like this psychedelic picture, right? And then I can say the style strength. So this is the reference, that's the style. And then the structure is like how much it will still be like the thumbnail. So I could say I want it to be like 90% like the thumbnail, but then I also want the style, the psychedelic style, to be like 80% of the image, right? So I want it to maintain the structure, but I want that style. This is, oh, it's a portrait. Do I want it to be like a pop portrait or like a certain different style here? Let me zoom this further out so you guys can kind of see more. I just don't want to block it with my big head, but you can do that. And then once you do that, you can transform these based off of whether you want it to be faithful or balanced, a fixed generation. So I'm going to click transform here and you'll see kind of like in live time, that transformation happen. Not in live time. Obviously, all these tools take like some time. But going back to what I was saying about like creativity in general, right? What's so great about ChatGPT is it basically allows you to iterate on those ideas. But the cool thing is not only can you prompt it to give you images, right? So I'm like, can you make photos out of these scenes after it made all of the scenes for me to put in Midjourney? And what do I mean by like put in Midjourney, right? Like after I get these, it's just giving me a prompt, right? So young adult Alex sitting at his laptop looking excitedly at a travel website, stunning vacation destinations. So all I do then is I would just go back over to Midjourney and up here where it says imagine, right? I would put the prompt and then I can see, do I want it 16:9? So that's going to be more of like a cinematic look. Do I want it to be more of like a portrait, 3:4? Do I want it to be 1:1, like a square? What stylization do I want? Like I said, there's all of the things that I just showed you change the way that these images look drastically. Like if I wanted to go weirdness and go high on the weirdness, or if I wanted to go like crazy on variety of the images, because it's going to make me 4 separate images here, it would change things quite a bit, or stylization. So that's what we're going to do. And if we hit it, it's going to give us 4 images now. Pretty quickly. I mean, Midjourney's pretty fast in comparison. One of the things that's cool about these tools as well is just how like better they get on every single update. It really allows you to kind of like imagine all different kinds of things. So we have Alex sitting at a laptop looking excitedly at a travel website with stunning vacation destinations displayed on the screen. So we didn't tell Midjourney at all what Alex is supposed to look like. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get 4 separate Alexes here. To show you guys an example of how different the prompting in Midjourney can be, if we go back to LTX from like the last video that we did, right? And we sign in. One moment. The last time we were doing shit, we were on here and we were doing this dream trips, right? And I was having it generate these photos, which turned out to be pretty funny because some of them ended up being a little weird, right? Like he's almost always just staring into the void. And I think that's one of the issues with a lot of these like image generators outside of like the really refined ones. Like what's so interesting about this, right? Is like you could see how obviously this is fucked up. So like we're not going to use this one. This dude's laying in his bed. He's a little excited to be on his computer in bed. He's not looking at the computer though. This dude is completely away from his computer. He's staring at a map at the wall, but he's excited about the map. I don't know if he's like typing in what he sees or what, but... And then this one is also quite disturbing. So this is one of those situations where I would just click the rerun button. But one of the things that I messed up on is I put the weirdness at max, right? So like if I tell it don't stylize these things quite a bit, and I go back down here and I go, let's rerun this prompt, but we're going to get rid of stylize and weirdness and rerun it. And you'll see like kind of how different they look, right? While I'm going through and kind of just like making shit and fooling around with this stuff, do you guys have any questions about AI stuff? It's funny, it turned my dad into a completely different person. But as you can see, it can change the whole entire like way a picture looks. So that's why I could take something as example, like, oh, hey, I love this eyeball picture that I made in Midjourney, but I want it to be more colorful and kind of psychedelic. And I can do that, right? Or I want it to take this eye and I want it to look more futuristic. Done, right? And it makes it really, really easy. The problem I think with this tool in specific is that it's like really expensive for some reason. I don't know why. I think if I remember the plans, I'm on the premium plan and that's $99 a month. The base plan is 39 bucks. So it's like really expensive. I don't know why. I think it's mostly the upscaler because like it has one of the best upscaling models I've seen. It just basically, other than style transfer, it has the ability to upscale images. So like it will take something that has no detail and add, like you see the detail it adds in the teeth here, in the background, in the eyes, in the face. So like I'll run most pictures, including thumbnails, right, through here to add more detail. And so that's just something that you can do with like anything you have. So see, I took this picture, changed it into a totally different art style with that quite easy. So now we're going to go back and we're going to look and see where our Midjourney pictures are. So this is back when I had the chaos and the style up. There's a picture on the back of his laptop. That's pretty interesting. This dude's also happy. Once again, picture on the back of his laptop. This does not look like young adult male Alex at all. And then this one, once again, is like bonkers. Doesn't make any sense. Now watch. When we go back to the photos that are specifically without any of the, I'm giving Midjourney all of the ability to do with it whatever it wants. Now we're going to get like more clear what we want, cinematic images, right? So no stylization. I just want exactly what my prompt is. So now we got them looking at the laptop. I could of course go into Photoshop and replace this whole thing with what I want later, which is like their website, the Dream Trips website. And then you got this one, right? I like this one the best. So what we're gonna do is there's a couple of options that Midjourney gives us. We could like upscale it over here, and that kind of works similarly to the way that Magnific works. It'll upscale the photo and make it look a little bit better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna steadily upscale it. You can also like creatively upscale it, which means like you're gonna get a bunch of different styles of that same photo. So it's going to upscale this photo for us, and then what we're going to do after that is use it as a character reference inside of Midjourney and then keep rolling until we kind of get Alex's face facing us, right? Instead of looking at his computer. Because basically what we want to do for this Dream Trips ad, right? Because that's what we're working on, and we're going to keep working on this. But I basically want to take Alex, find a specific version of Alex, feed him into here, and almost, if I can, I might very much like just use this as a storyboard more than a tool to actually generate everything. Just because, you know, if I clicked preview and export, mute my music here. I don't even know if this will preview for me. You'll see kind of like how robotic the voice sounds. And I went over this last time, like when you have the voices done in here, it's just a little different. So we're going to play this.
Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me. I stumbled upon something amazing. I found a way to turn our dream vacation into reality. The best part? I can earn my trip for free by sharing the experience with my family. Together, we explored vibrant cities, relaxed at beautiful hotels, and enjoyed thrilling activities. With Dream Trips, every moment was special. Join us and turn your travel dreams into reality. Share the experience, earn rewards, and create unforgettable memories with the ones you love. Visit dreamtrips.com and start your journey now.
So that's like the I didn't do shit with it level, right? So that's like the base level that it's at without me really touching it at all. Now I could take this image and then I'm going to save it. Turn my music back on. And then what we're going to do is up here, there's character references. You're going to see some people in here you might recognize, like my dad, my wife, Corky's even in here. I got Craig. I was just playing around with a bunch of this stuff. So if I don't have like a specific close up of his face, which is unfortunate. So what we're going to do is we're going to click him. And then this is something that you can kind of like only do with Midjourney, which is why it's so powerful. But you have two different buttons right here. You have style reference, which means it's going to do what I showed with Magnific, where it's going to be like, I'm going to try to take the style of this photo, not the composition of the photo, the style of the photo, and I'm going to try to replicate it with your prompt. This version is character reference. So when I click character reference, what's going to end up happening is it's going to try its best to take the picture that I gave it of Alex. Faces the camera smiling. It's going to take that picture that I gave it of Alex upscaled, and it's going to try to generate 4 pictures of him staring at the camera smiling. Now, why I'm doing this is, like I said before, it gives me a better character reference for Alex. So there's a couple of things that you can do with it once you have the better character reference, right? 2 things. 1, I could generate more images of Alex inside of Midjourney that look like him. And then 2, I could bring them into LTX Studio if I wanted to, go up here to cast, right? And then change Alex with face swap and just change him and see how LTX Studio does at generating more videos of Alex or pictures. Personally, I'm a huge fan of like the compositions. Alex looks a little young to me here to be like coming up with all this dream trip stuff. So maybe we might raise his age a little bit. But yeah, so the compositions of these photos that LTX is coming up with, I don't really like. So what I would probably do is go into like the shot editor, I believe, and then you can just import your own image. So if I took this and then I went into here, right, and imported my own image, let's see what happens. Once again, LTX is in beta. If this doesn't work, apologies. Camera motion, we'll do 6 seconds. We'll generate a video. It'd be interesting if it doesn't actually like follow the frame at all, because then what I'll have to end up doing is using another favorite tool of mine, Pika, which gives you, it's a like a full video generator, right? It's hard when every single time I open one of these tools, I'm like so excited about it. I'm like, here's all the things that it can do. So here's how you can use it, right? But it has the ability to do like styles. So you'll see this one has anime. Like I'll show you a quick example of styles, right? They've got a couple of styles here, like anime, moody, 3D, watercolor, natural, claymation, black and white. Check this shit out, all right? I'm gonna go 3D render, and then what should I type? What did you give me last night on the stream, Ham, that I forgot to do? Because I remember there was like a specific prompt with like a pig or something that you wanted me to do that I don't remember, if you're still on here. Let's see. I mean, anyone could throw a prompt out. All I'm going to do is throw it in here and we're going to get a 3D render of it. So anything you guys want. A pig eating cupcakes. Okay, another thing we can do is we can give it sound effects, which is kind of crazy. So it's going to look at what it's making and the AI is kind of going to guess what sound effects. You can kind of see here, it's like, okay, that's a waterfall, so it's going to make a waterfall sound effect, you know? That's nature, so we're going to get birds chirping. So that's what it's trying to do. Over here, we have advanced settings. This is like what the camera will do when we're looking at this pig eating cupcakes. So do we want it to like rotate? Do we want the camera to tilt up, pan to the left, to the right, zoom in and out? I'm thinking what we have it do, since he's eating cupcakes, is zoom in. We're gonna add some negative prompts here. I have like a notepad of a bunch that I don't mind sharing later, but of negative prompts. These are like poorly drawn, lack of detail, oversaturated, low resolution. These are all things that you wouldn't want, like face morphing, noisy, bad movement, bad fluctuation in motion. You'd be surprised at how some of these things actually like... Yeah, I could do a spider monkey afterwards. So we're gonna generate a pig eating cupcakes. What I love about Pika, that none of these other ones are like, right? Pika kind of gives me the ability to just sit here, and this is the one that I was talking about, that I'll like take my dogs on a walk and on my phone keep hitting retry. So believe it or not, I think this is like 70 bucks a month for like the really big one, but what it gives you that a lot of other ones don't, that you kind of only can do with like a lot of computer hardware, is infinite generations. So if I was going to generate something with Midjourney doesn't have video yet, but if I was going to generate some shit with some of these other things, they run off of like a token system. So if I go back to Magnific, you're going to see up here a certain amount of tokens, and this like refreshes every single month I get billed. If I run out, I have to pay for more. One of the cool things about Pika is that they have an unlimited plan, which basically means I can reprompt, I could edit this, right? And go in and modify a specific region and say, I want this guy smiling, right? Smiling. I could expand the canvas too if I want it to be 16 by 9. It'll generate all the rest of the stuff that it thinks should be on the left and the right of that, which is kind of crazy. But if I do this, I can circle around his mouth and say I want him smiling. I could lip sync, which is another new tool. Lip sync allows me to pick a voice.
Change in all things is sweet.
Like Drew here.
Love doesn't make the world go round. Love is what makes the ride worthwhile.
That's right, Drew. I could upload my own voice. I could type any text in here, and what it would try to do is like lip sync this character to that voice line. And like I said, for like 70 bucks a month, I know that that sounds expensive, but this tool basically has like 80% of the stuff that you would need to start making things, right? Because it also has the ability to generate videos. You don't actually need to generate the photos and then generate the videos, which is what I did here. Now, like, that's going to be like good or bad sometimes, but I don't know why it didn't put him. I was going to say like crazy laughing, but maniacally, but then you guys would all have to sit there and watch me type in maniacally. So here's our pig eating. It even has eating sounds. Did. Interesting sounds, right? You guys can hear that sound, right? Let me mute the music. Yeah, that's all I can take of it. But there's a couple of things that you can do once you've like generated something on here. You can you can edit it, and that's what you just saw me do. So that's like, I want to expand the canvas. So 9 by 16, like I said, if I wanted this pig now to be in a short that I'm going to put on YouTube or TikTok, right? This website, Quirky, is called Pika Labs. So it's pika.art. And I was just saying that this website in particular, for like 70 bucks a month, allows you to like generate like infinite stuff. Like I was saying how a lot of the other websites have like a token system where there's only a certain amount you can do and then you have to pay more money. And if you buy this plan, you kind of have like an infinite amount. But anyway, if I wanted to make this a 9 by 16 image, I could do that by just saying I want it 9 by 16. This is it trying to change the region of his mouth to, what did I say? Laughing? He's not laughing. So that didn't work out. So I'm going to delete that. So now we have this pig here. So there's a couple of things that we can do with it, right? We can upscale the video, which will make it a little bit better looking, right? We could edit it. And that's where I was showing you the modify region. So say I wanted there to be a bird flying up here. Like I wanted these cupcakes to be blue. I could modify, hit edit, modify, do a box over the cupcakes and say blue cupcakes now. You can reprompt. If I click reprompt, it's going to take the prompt that I originally used, including if I used a photo. It'll bring the photo back in there. And then allow me to like rewrite, or, you know, if I wanted to change the camera controls, I could change that, the strength of motion, consistency of text. So this is our 9:16 pig. So now the pig's sitting on what seems like a stand of some kind, looking at his cupcakes and then almost dreaming of cupcakes, I guess. So like, see, imagine if I got this and I'm like, I don't really like that the cupcakes are just up there, right? Like I want that to just be clouds. I could just delete this and say clouds and then re-render it. Probably should just do the whole frame there. And now all we have to do is just wait, and it should eliminate those clouds for me. And like I said, Pika, you do all this on your phone, including the boxes. You can scroll and do the box and say, modify this region. Their whole website works on your phone. It's pretty nuts how well it works. But another couple of options that we have with our pig here that we could do with Pika. We could retry, which is the same as re-rolling. If I click retry, this is like what I said I did anytime I was like on my phone, right? If I click retry, it's just going to regenerate this video. And believe it or not, if I hit retry on the original video, we'll probably get a whole nother different scene of the pig than we had before. So, well, as we wait for these to go, we'll go back to our dream trip. So our issue that we had with Alex here is Alex maybe looks, I'm guessing, like 14 years old. Some of these even looks younger. I don't know how much of a marketer Alex would be. So in our prompt, I'm going to say I want to redo the prompt. And instead, what I'm going to do is say, instead of teenage Alex, let's make him college age. So let's say 20-year-old Alex faces the camera smiling. Now let's see if it does anything better with Alex, because I still gave it that character reference. So maybe that's our issue. It might just be making Alex young because this version of Alex looks young. I thought maybe he looked 20, like he looks maybe like 20-year-old me looked. If you guys saw how like young I looked when I was 20, especially before I had facial hair, it was just like, get out of here. I looked like I was 15 till I was like 22, 23, 24, 25, something like that. So I'm amazed Hannah, my wife, married me, because it was like, I look back, we both looked like such kids back then. But as we're waiting to see what it does, so here's our 4 new pictures. I told it to make him a little older. I'd say that it did make him a little bit older, but he still looks like he'd be in high school. Wouldn't you agree? It's like not exactly what we're looking for. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hide all of these. And then what we're going to do instead is pick a different photo. So maybe this version of Alex, because he's got a little bit of facial hair, would be better. So if I click on this, I can then use the image as an image or a prompt. So a style. If I go image, I could use it there and then go style reference or character reference and then do exactly the same prompt that I did earlier. If I didn't hide it, right? Would have helped me out a little bit. Oh, male Alex. That a young, well, we have the reference now that's a little older, so we'll see what it can do. All right, let's go back to Pika. So this is the second iteration of the pig eating cupcakes, right? So still not eating the cupcakes, more so just hanging out. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit retry again on that. Now let's go back and see what happened to our clouds. So Remember, we had our cupcakes floating around. And then I said, I want the cupcakes gone and I want clouds. Now we have clouds. No more cupcakes up there. Believe it or not, I feel like this, if I just upscaled it, and I'm going to show you guys another thing, I actually feel like his movement and the things don't look that bad in this at all. Like, I feel like as these tools get better, it always blows my mind that I actually... If they had the ability to do character reference in Pico, which I know that they'll do at some point, like say, I want this same pig, right? In every scene, so he looks the same. I mean, that would be great if I could just do what LTX does, right? So yeah, it didn't use... LTX did not use our photo at all. Maybe that doesn't exist in beta. Anyway, we'll leave that for now. But his third nose hole. Wait, let me see. Oh shit, he does. See, I wonder how hardcore I can get with this. So if I made like, this is the tiniest box I can make. Probably not gonna work out. Oh my god, look at this one. See, this is great. Like, imagine if you're wishing somebody happy birthday, right? And you wanted to generate, like, my mom loves spider monkeys, right? So if I did a reprompt instead of a pig, a spider monkey, right? Spider monkey eating cupcakes. We could even change the style if we wanted it to be more realistic. We could go for more like natural. I know, right? I'm gonna do a natural spider monkey one and then do a 3D one, just because I want to see what it comes up with. But like I said, this is why I love Pika, is like anytime I have a crazy idea for a graphic or like a video or something, I could just come in here and just keep throwing stuff at it. And then say I was like sitting waiting for an appointment or waiting for the next live, right? Or anything like that. I'm on hold or some shit. I could sit here and just keep generating stuff like all day, and I do, right? And then you just end up having all of these ideas, and this is where this whole live is about, is like how AI inspires and changes creativity moving forward. Because see, if you go, hey, okay, there's a pig and he's eating cupcakes, right? Now I could do something as easy as going over to Chat GPT and then say, write me, let me hide myself here. Write me a story about a pig eating. The watch now 4.0 is so fast. It's insane. So it's going to give me like a once upon a time. It's going to give me like a long story. I could stop it at any moment and say, could you this as a script? Please make it 30 seconds. I like to throw please in there, even though it's an AI, because I feel like that'll stop it from murdering me in the future if it does end up coming after me. So look, it's even writing dialogue here. So once upon a time in a quaint little farm lived Percy the pig. This is the narrator. So after it was done spitting all of this out, right? Just a quick 30-second small script. Watch how fast we can make something with this. So I could take the scene, right? Now what I would ask it to do is say, this is awesome. Now I didn't read through it. I'm just speeding up here because then I would have to do all this. Can you write this as a prompts? So now you're gonna see all of the cut to scenes outside of the narration and see, this is where character reference really comes into it with so see, this is the picture that we had of him from the side, right? Now we have 4 pictures. Pretty consistent with this picture to a certain extent. Like this right now I could use as an image reference, go character reference, and then just I would just prompt him looking from the side or looking from the front. And then all I'd have to do is just keep adding images, right? I could keep adding different images of him to give more of an example of what he looks like. And Midjourney would then continue to like, it would continue to make separate pictures of the way that he looks in different angles if I needed it to. But if I went here, right, and took this prompt, went back to Midjourney, I'm gonna delete it because we're gonna go on a Percy the Pig journey here instead, right? Let's see how our spider monkeys are doing just for my mom. There's one spider monkey eating a cupcake of some kind, right? And then here's the second one, which kind of looks a little bit better, right? This is the 3D one. So this is supposed to be the realistic one, naturalistic. And then this is supposed to be the 3D animated one, right? So another option that we have here, and this is like, it's not always going to work out the best. I think it works out the best when you normally don't have something that has like a lot of movement or as a character, because it's going to get kind of warped, but you can add time to it. So I can add 4 seconds and then just re-render it. I could change the camera. So this time, instead of the camera zooming in, maybe I want the camera to tilt up, strength of motion 2. So we're going to render it again. And now it's going to take that spider monkey that we had. It's going to tilt the camera up and it's going to add 4 more seconds onto this video that we currently had. So since we have Percy the Pig, right? And we dropped him into Midjourney, we didn't exactly tell Midjourney what style we wanted Percy to be in. So it just gave us 4 separate styles, right? So we've got a 3D art style of Percy. We've got this one. I think like maybe this looks the best. So here's what we're going to try to do, right? And believe it or not, I haven't done this before. So if I use this image as a character reference, and I could also use it as a style reference, to keep a consistency of style with the other shots, right? If I used him as a character reference and then went back to ChatGPT, Daisy the cow, Buster the dog. Okay, none of these people are the same. Percy rolling in the mud and then napping under an oak tree. We can go back to here, drop that prompt in there, and we'll see if it actually does use Percy again. I don't think you need to use a style when you already have like a character reference, because I think that's probably enough. It probably is like, okay, that's close enough to the style, so why not, right? Here's the 7 second, so we'll see if this gets any warped. So now the camera's gonna tilt up. Yeah, see how it starts to really get fucked up? Now, of course, I could go in with edit and try my best to like modify that region and make it better. That's one of the downsides, I think, with like long form AI video right now, is there's really not a solution to making something that's like very long, like longer than 4 to 8 seconds. I'd say with certain shots, like landscape shots, wide shots, shots that aren't really close to characters, you could drag them out for probably like 8 seconds or so. Like some of these shots are, this one's 12 seconds, right? So believe it or not, this is me trying something where I went through different styles. So I had to go from a drawn style to a watercolor style to a claymation style and move the camera around just because I wanted to see. I'm like one of those people that when a new thing comes out, I want to see what I can do with it. And normally I figure it out by like iterating and playing with it. So I'm like, can I change styles with the camera? Can I go from like, say the monkey being in 3D here, and can I add 4 seconds and then change the style then to anime? And it's like, yes, you actually can do that. Can I then rotate the camera to the right and make a strength of motion the 4 and zoom out, re-render it? Now you're gonna see like, this is gonna get nuts, but this shows you like an example of like all the shit that you actually can do with it. None of these, so Midjourney has failed spectacularly here, and this is one of the issues with AI that you guys are going to consistently run into, at least for the next couple of months. None of these look like Percy, unfortunately. The character reference, I'd say the style one works really well with like real scenes. It kind of starts falling apart, and I knew this when I started doing the stuff with Buddy's Place. But the moment you start getting character or references that aren't humans, the harder it is sometimes for it to consistently give you that character, which is unfortunate. But you know, like I could show you guys here. I took this picture of Santa Corky, and I could basically, if I use him as a character reference, put him in multiple different scenes, right? Santa hangs out near his reindeer. I don't think that's how you spell reindeer. R-E-I-N-D-E-R. Reindeer. We'll see what happens. But as an example, like the character reference works so much better for people, I'd say. Let me see. Go back to this. So now the camera should get like really wacky. See? But it's crazy all the different stuff you can do to it, right? And it's really like the sky's the limit with the Pika stuff. So now we're gonna get 4 separate ones here. Like, this is the thing. We got the reindeer in the bottom right. That's good. We got it's snowing. We got the Christmas lights. I just said he's hanging out with his reindeer. I got a reindeer in this photo as well. Does this look like Corky? That, I would say Corky looks a lot like Santa. So what ends up happening is it could be Santa or it could just be Corky, right? It's hard to tell. But yeah, just to show you a reference, I can do that. Another cool thing that you can do with this is zoom out. So if I said I want it to 2 times zoom out, now it's going to give me 4 separate photos where it's zoomed out from that photo, which is pretty sick as well. Let me see here. Exit this. I didn't want to, I know today's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody, by the way. You know, I know it's a day of remembrance and a bunch of other stuff as well. And I know people like to spend it with their families. Unfortunately, my family is states away other than Hannah and my corgis. So today it's just with them, which is fine and awesome and great just as it is. But I don't plan on doing a stream today for very long just because I know people have to get to their families and stuff. I just am trying to be more consistent with how I stream and kind of just forcing myself to do it and share with you guys, regardless of like, oh, it's a holiday or it's this or that, unless if I just am feeling like I can't, right? Like if I had a headache or something like that, maybe I have an excuse, but I'm trying my best to not have excuses and get on for at least an hour, 2 hours a day and share some of this stuff with you guys. One of the cool things too about these certain things is say if we take this quaint scene of Percy, here's an interesting thing. Let's actually test. Let's test LTX, right? Because it's like the new kid on the block. Let's test LTX with an instant. What's the film about? We're gonna copy paste the whole 30-second script for this Percy script. Will it be able to make me a story? Percy Piglet, Cupcake Lover, Daisy Cow, Buster Dog. My God, if this works, okay, that's interesting. I feel like the amount of entertainment that I could get just from messing around with LTX on stream is funny just because of how like sporadic it is, right? So this is supposed to be Millie Hen. I don't, let me see, go back to, I didn't read the script. This is the big mistake, right? Who is Millie? Approaching the table, cupcakes, friends cheer. It must just have made Millie up. Because this is Daisy Cow. That's not a... I wonder if I re-roll Percy Piglet. Maybe the visual aesthetic is the problem. You know what? What if I make it instead? Let's make it a 3D. God, they have so many in here. Let's find something that's more cartoony. And then maybe that will help get rid of some of the human beings in this. I heard they were turning, or somebody was adapting Animal Farm into a movie. I wonder how that will work out. Yeah, see, way better. I mean, now of course they're not, they're still more like realistic, but in like a Disney kind of way, you know? So now we got all of our friends here. Let's change the aspect ratio to 1:1 and let's let LTX do it. Let's let it run. Take some of the work away from me. That's what AI does. It slowly but surely just takes all the work away. Great day, Dad. Still showing off some of these tools here. I was thinking one thing that I could do, love you too. One thing that I could do if you guys were interested is like sometimes I wake up and I'm like making shit and I might not be as talkative or anything, but maybe this would benefit you guys. I don't know if you guys would be interested in me like just streaming me making stuff and talking less. I'm sure I'd probably just like talk a lot no matter what, but I'm trying to get somewhat of a schedule together, right? Where I'm doing this every day, no matter what, most days. Let's see the voices we got. So we got our cast. We got Percy Piglet, Daisy Cow, Buster Dog. I don't know why Buster Dog is just a normal dog, but... And then Millie Hen, who's the decorator. So let's check the voiceovers. Percy Piglet.
Love cures people, both the ones who give it and the ones who
You must welcome change as...
Okay.
The heart has its reasons which reason knows not of.
Buster Dog, serious. Okay. So if we scroll, we can kind of see more of these scenes. And this is where you like, Percy all of a sudden, he's like, I'm going on all fours because he's rolling in the mud, but he's not rolling in the mud enough. So we're going to refresh, get a different picture. But like, you see how we could mix batter, you know, Daisy Cow, the cow mixes batter. Buster sniffs out fresh berries, Millie Hen. So it's interesting because you could just keep kind of like going with this and changing each one of these shots, adding more, adding sound effects to each one of them, until you have your short, right? Because I said I want a 30-second script, so this is only 5 scenes long. You know, it doesn't have to be that long, but it just kind of gives you an example. We have one person in our community that wants to make... Well, we have a couple of people that want to make like short animated films, and one of them is an animal sanctuary. And I could see her having the ability to just put her script in and do stuff with this in here, and this being kind of like the solution to that, right? This is an interesting photo. So this is one of those ones. Trots around happily around the picturesque farmyard. So if I...
They're the best friends a pig could ask for.
Pretty cool though. I mean, it's crazy. So like when I hit preview here, I noticed that we've already been going for an hour. So I'll probably like wrap it up in 15 to 20 minutes. Cause like I said, it's a holiday. But I just wanted to show off Pika and a couple of other things and kind of like show how you can get started with a bunch of this stuff. We'll see how this turns out.
Hey there. Hey there. It's me, Percy the pig. I live on this amazing farm with my buddies, Daisy, Buster, and Millie. They're the best friends a pig could ask for.
Obviously, I
Little
didn't
did
change
know,
any of these shots.
We planned the sweetest surprise for my birthday. A table filled with delicious cupcakes. I couldn't believe my eyes. The love and joy that filled the air made it the best day ever. And let me tell you, those cupcakes were absolutely divine. It was a day I'll never forget, filled with friendship and, of course, lots of tasty treats.
Wow. How lovely. So that kind of shows you actually how fast you could take something. Like, we took an idea, Ham's idea. Yes, please like and subscribe. But we took Ham's idea to make a pig eating cupcakes, and we threw that idea into here. We made this short little tiny thing, right? We could add 4 seconds onto this. Why not? Let's do it. We fooled around with it in here. I kind of showed you guys how you could change styles on certain stuff, right? I'll go more into this in detail on a whole nother video, not today, because I kind of just wanted to show you guys how AI is changing creativity and storytelling, like how you can just take an idea like, a pig eating cupcakes, and then throw that into ChatGPT, get a script, and then just start going to town with Pika, and then of course LTX, once everybody has access to LTX. Right now it's currently in beta, but yeah, I mean, you can just grab it, throw it in there. I actually think what I'll probably do on the next stream, which I'm going to do tomorrow. I know I said I'd do that on this stream, but I really just wanted to like make something and show you guys how easy it is to just make an idea come together. But next stream, I'm actually going to start working on one of my ideas. I'm going to work on a sower's tale. So like I said, before I got started on here, I'll go to sower's tale so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. I've got this film that I'm working on called The Sower's Tale. It's animated. And my goal with it is, it's an apple farmer inspired by the parable of the sower, transforms a barren land into a thriving orchard, learning that success lies not in the fate of each seed, but in the unwavering faith and toil invested into the earth. So it's like, you know, classic parable of the sower, the things that you take care of and focus on and stuff like that. So I have a few of the pictures of what it will look like down here. But you guys will see these scenes actually animated. You'll see me run through animations, and I'm going to use a bunch of tools that are probably, you know, I'm shooting for end of spring. So, Jesus, when's the end of spring? June 20th? Oh my God. That's more than enough time. That's like a month. All right. Well, tomorrow we're going to start working on a sower's tale. And you guys are going to see me actually put a short film together. So that will be really fun. I'm excited about that. And along the way, I'm sure we'll have fun and like talk about a bunch of different AI tools and how to use them and stuff. But my goal is to try to finish this short film before the end of spring and upload it onto this channel and kind of like actually do some storytelling. So through that process, we will you'll see me iterate not only on different styles of the way that I want the farmer to look, but styles of the way that it looks. I think I've showed you guys on the last couple of streams like just how differently it used to look, right? So it used to have like more of like a 3D animated style, and then I kind of fell in love with this style because it looked more like a storybook, right? And so that's what I'm going with. So I have to start over, somewhat scratch and redo, but I already have a script, and we're gonna mess with the script a little bit as well, and try to get the sower's tale done by the end of spring. So some of these streams I'm gonna go into tutorials, some you're gonna watch me like make things, Sometimes I'm just gonna yell gibberish or talk about movies or whatever. But thank you guys so much for joining me today on this stream, even though it's a holiday. Thanks for being on here with me on this Memorial Day. Hopefully you guys stay safe, enjoy your alcohol and your barbecuing and all those things. And if you're not doing any of those things, hopefully you have a sweet and peaceful and cozy day. So love and appreciate all you guys. Tomorrow I'll be back at 1 p.m. again to talk more about this stuff and share with you guys a little bit of the Sower's Tale. So thank you guys so much. Love and appreciate you. See you later. Bye.